So this way is down on the loader. These hoses are down on the loader here. So the top is down, bottom is up. Looking at the joystick here. Left is curl, bucket up. Which is this hose here. It comes up here. Up to the bottom. Which would curl up. So out on each joystick is the top output. These two. So what I need to do before I take the lines off is probably fire up this skid steer, put the forks up, lock the pins out, and take a chain to the loader arms here. Hold it up, because as soon as I crack one of these lines, it's gonna come falling down. So let's get that done. Okay, so I have the loader arms up and the pin, I guess it's only on one side, safety pin out, so the loader arms can't come down. And technically the forks could sleep a bit over time, but shouldn't be that long. I'm gonna grab a strap. I don't know how my chains are. Yeah, just use a strap. Okay, see if it'll take the weight. So that's all the weight on the strap. So as I look at this, looks like I need to swap these fittings off of here, which there's a T and then there's two hoses. I need to put those on this side, but then I also need to swap the hoses from each cylinder around because these ones are too short to reach this side. So I actually take the hose off the cylinder here completely. This one, all four hoses off, and then the T fittings that are on the valve body. So try to do that. Looks like kind of a pain in the butt with the valve body in place. So it's a 19 mil wrench. Probably have to grab one of my 4-way wrenches. help with this. Okay, so it's hard to get that wrench on. I always have people say, oh, what do you have that many wrenches? What do you need? It's nice to have different options. Okay, so that's the T. There's one more. Okay, now it's time to take off the hoses for the bucket curl, but I have to keep an eye looking up to make sure that that quick attach plate doesn't move because it's not tied in place. This side's a little harder to work on. There's more stuff. There's big lines going through all the cooler. Okay, looks like I need to take off this other return line right here to get access to that one fitting. .22 mil. Back to 19 mil. Okay. Man, this fitting here is leaking all over the muffler. So got these silicone plugs. Just like that. No more leak. Okay. So now I got all the hoses off both valve bodies. These are the bucket curl hoses. We want it to be on this side now instead of this side. We want the right to be dump. Yeah, so we want to the right to be dump. So now I have to figure out to dump. The cylinder needs to extend. Then we'll move this forward. So it needs to put fluid on the top, which is on the left if I follow the hose down. So is this hose. Pretty sure it needs to go on the top. So when the joystick is moved to the right, it dumps. So I'm gonna try that. Okay, so I got the right hose. Ran around here, in there, it's on the top port. I'm gonna do this other hose. Bring it down around. And put put her on the bottom. Okay, that side's done. Okay, now to put these T fittings on. These should have to go to the bottom of the cylinders. Alright, this is a bit of a bug-in. Donkey bank around here. Get work with it. Okay. So we got that T in, and it's kind of pointing up. Okay, so I got this T in, it's pointing up. I'm gonna put this hose back on so it stops leaking everywhere. Return line on. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten this hose, which is running into the front of the T, which goes to the bottom of the one cylinder on the right hand side. Okay, so this other hose at the bottom of the cylinder, this cylinder is up into the T. Now there's this cylinder left here, but the top is a straight 90 to 90 to go into the top fitting up in here. So I'm gonna take the fitting out of here, the fitting out of here, the top of the cylinder here, swap them, flip the hose, should work then. Hope you guys appreciate this because my hands and my phone are covered in hydraulic oil, so. Okay, new plan. Take this T off. Run this to the top of the valve body by itself. Take the fitting off the bottom of the cylinder, put this T in line. Run a hose from this side to the bottom of the cylinder over there. Screw this cylinder down. Go ahead and readjust. Then we'll put the pry bar down in there just as a secondary. Okay, so now this one on straight. Just gonna come to this side. Okay, the only thing we have to do is take this off.
One hour later.
Okay, So I just got the hose on, fired it up, tested it, seems to work. So the hose comes down into here, there's the T, this goes across here. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It'd be better if you got hoses made or some adapters and bought some fittings, but you can technically do it with all the stuff that are there. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a pain in the ass. But it is nice to have everything work the way I expected. Hoses and now the fittings hit or bind or anything. It's super oily. I have to get to the car wash now and give it a bath, but I'm out of brake clean, so. But you can change it to an H pattern, like North American H pattern.